Alrighty, so today we are going to be discussing people, which is just users on Okta. As you can, we're just going to go straight into it, by the way. No introduction needed. Um, what is it called? As you can see, I already have 9 users. Obviously, my tenant, which a tenant is, you see these numbers. Every time you create an admin account, on Okta, you get these numbers. And a tenant is just anything. You see, all these non-users are within my tenant, within these numbers. This is like our account number. So a tenant is like an organization. So this is an organization anyways. So we have 9 users already created. I kind of did things backwards a little bit. Um, but I was like, you know what, let me go back and do it chronologically. Because I kind of started talking about groups, profile editors, Okta expression language. I even talked a little bit about ALM attribute mapping and those type of things. So I was like, you know what, let me do things the right way and start from the beginning, which is users, the different kinds of users, activated, deactivated, and all those things. So, what is a user? For the most part, a user is a person. For the most part, we can create one together. You see this user type. If you watch my other video, we do discuss user type a little bit. Okay, so let us. Ooh, not is showing everything. Okay, first name. As you can see, I've kind of went with user 9. So the next one would be user 10. So the first name is going to be user 10. Okay, must be an email. I'm going to say user10@securecorp.dv. Now, I will say something about this. This email address doesn't have to be real. However, when you start dealing with, setting activation and stuff like that, it would be nice if it were real. But it doesn't have to be real. But then there are ways about it. There are ways around that. But that's when we get to security, authentication policies, and all those things. But for right now, it doesn't necessarily have to be real. However, if you have a real email address you want to use, just go ahead and use it for the time being, okay? So we created the user. Their first name is user. Their last name is 10. As you can see, whatever we write on the user line, it just automatically gets added to the primary email, which is cool. We're going to leave it there. So we want to say there's this activation. Do we want to activate this user now? What does that mean? If we activate this user now, that means the person can go ahead and log in right now. If we choose to activate later, I'm going to show, this is the things I'm going to show you. We're going to deal with user statuses, and user types. Okay, that's what we're going to focus on this video. If I do user later, active later, and I just save it, you see, okay, you're freaking out because you're like, we just created a user, it's not here. Okta does this all the time. All you do is refresh. And, uh-oh, we did refresh it, right? Oh, jeez. Okay. Wow, that kind of scared me. I'm like, wait, did I? Okay. You see that we activated it, and the status, oh, shoot, it says staged. And when we click on this person, the user is staged. And if we activate it, what is it gonna go straight to activate it? What do you think? It's actually not. If we activate it, it's gonna get, which is the second, what is it called? Status, I'm gonna tell you. So now we learn that when we create a user and we choose activate later, it's gonna show staged. If I click activate, you may think, okay, the user's automatically activated. You can just go in. No. What's going to happen if we activate it now is going to say pending user action. So that's the next status. So let's do it. Okay. It's just like magic. I don't want to say magic. Anyways, you see how it says pending user action? right? And it says resend activation email. Now let's go to it's going to reflect here. Let's refresh it. It's actually no longer staged. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Let's refresh it one more time. I don't know why it's messing up today. Anyways, as you can see, here is pending user action. Let me try one more time. Okay, it's a little bit slow today, but that's fine. I think it's sleepy. It's a bit late. Anyways, you see pending user action. That's the second status that I want you guys to know. Okay, the first status. Let me write this somewhere for you guys. Oh, that is not good. Okay, so the first status. So let me write status. Number one, stage. That is where we decide we create a user, and we set activate later. If we decided to activate that user, that staged user, pending user action is the second one. Activate stage user. Um, Activation. Oh, email sent. Okay. So now there's another user tab. Remember, because this is not real, it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to go and confirm this, but I'm gonna use a different person for that. Okay, let's do. Let me do. Let me do this person. You see how this person is an active user? We're gonna. Mm, let's deactivate this person. You know what? No. I think I already have a deactivated person. Oh, shoot. Okay. Okay, so then we were right. I'm sorry, you guys. Let's go ahead and deactivate this person. As you can see, it changes to deactivated. Now, as you can see, let me go back. You see that there's deactivated. You see okay, it's right here. Deactivated, but there's also one called suspend. Let me go ahead and just change, just for the sake of whatever. So now this is suspended. So now we kind of have all of the statuses, if not most, if not all of the statuses. As you can see, we deactivated this one, right? A deactivated user can be reactivated, but a deactivated user is like pending deletion. So let's say, for example, someone goes, you have an employee, they have maternity leave. Would you suspend or would you deactivate it? Remember, I just said deactivated is kind of like pending deletion. You would just suspend that account. If they're going on maternity leave, if they have 2 weeks off, whatever it is that they're doing, you would suspend the account. You wouldn't deactivate it. There's a difference, okay? Deactivated is basically pending deletion, okay? Depending on the policies that you set up. Alrighty, but I click on this person, so we know that deactivate. I'm just kind of going to write deactivate. I'll number it later. Deactivate is basically pending deletion. Okay, we know suspend is more like it's temporal. Temporal can be reactivated. Okay, but deactivated can also be reactivated. But rather than putting a person's account on deactivate, if you know you're going to reactivate it later, you would just put it on suspend, okay? So now you see this person we're going to activate. If we activate this right now, every time you activate a user, it goes to pending user action, okay? Let's activate it. See, pending user action. So now we should have we should have received an email that should say, hey, go ahead and change your password, okay? Okay. What is it called? Let's activate your Okta account. You don't have to worry about these things for right now. Show you on a different day. Okay, so now we're gonna set up password. Okay, don't worry about password policies for right now. let me see something. What do I want? Okay. These are the password requirements, so make sure, like, you probably familiar with this, maybe not in an IAM sense, but you have created a Facebook account, Instagram account that had password requirements, so it's the same thing. Okay, password requirements were not met. Hold on, let me write this down. Oh, I know why. Okay, I understand. Okay. Okay. No, let me save that. Okay, you know what? Not now. Okay, you see, we just activated this user. I'm actually gonna exit that. We're gonna refresh this. Okay. You see how now this person is active. Now this person is an active user. Remember, we just saw pending user action. Once they follow and abide the activation email sent, the user becomes active, okay? Followed activation email, or abided, or let me say completed activation email, then the person becomes an active user. But let's do something, right? Let's do user 10, but we're gonna do 11 at this point. 11. Remember when we were first here, we did activate later, and because of that, that password selection disappeared and the user was staged. So let's actually activate it now, right? If we click save, do you think this user would be an active user, or do you think they will be a staged user? What do you think? That's actually a good question. I'm actually kind of like, which one would they be? Because I'm thinking they would be a staged user because they still need to have, what is it called? Completed the activation email in order to be an active user, okay? Let's see it. You're freaking out because you're like, where is the user 11 I just created? Just refresh. Don't freak out. Oh, you see it's being slow again, so now you are really freaking out. Just refresh one more time. And you're like, okay, this has to be a hoax. What's going on here? Just refresh one more time. Oh my gosh, it's just being so stubborn. Why is it being so stubborn? It's gonna be here, guys. Oh Lord, let me fool around for a second. Don't worry about these things that I'm clicking on, by the way. Why is it being so stubborn? Golly. Look at how long that took. Anyways, you see what I told you? Pending user action. So when we go to our notes, pending user action status is when you've activated a staged user. So the activation email is sent. Let me do this. Awaiting activation email. Awaiting activation email. Right? Like you're awaiting activation email response. Okay, you're waiting. The activation email must be responded to, right? So we're actually gonna delete this user that it just took so long to deactivate. Hold on. And then let me delete. Okay? So we're gonna create user 11 one more time. Okay? Now we're gonna do activate now. We're gonna set the password. When we set a password as an admin, you can say user must change password on first login. It's gonna tell the user once they log in, hey, change your password. So basically, this person, let's say I set a password, let's say, oh, you guys can see it because it doesn't even matter. Cupcake 45, whatever. So what I'm going to do, user 11, I'm going to give them their username, which is in email format per Okta. I'm going to write this down for them. So basically it's going to look like this. I'm going to copy this. Let's say user 11 is Emma. Let's say for whatever reason I'm texting Emma her credentials. Okay, I'm going to say, Emma, here's your login credentials. Okay, so username like this. I'm going to give her the password because remember the admin set the password. And the password, if I'm not mistaken, is cupcake. What is it? Cupcake. Oh, shoot. What was it? Oh, no, I forgot it. Cup. Okay. 45. It was 45. Cupcake 45 and this, right? Cupcake 45, 45 this. So I'm going to give, um, I'm going to give, Emma, whenever I'm first talking to her, I'm gonna give her just like this, and she's gonna log into Okta. So what she's gonna do, let me do something here. Once I give it to Emma, she's gonna take this. You can actually do it right now. Let me go back here. Oh lordy, okay. I'm gonna copy this. Wait, did I ever finish? Let me actually set it. Okay? I'm so sorry. Where did that go? Wow, okay. I guess we have to just do it all over again. That's fine. User 11. Yeah. I'm going to say activate now. I was the password. We know the drill at this point. Update 45. And we're going to say user must change password on first login, right? That's fine. Okay. We see that here. Password expired. That's another one. I'm going to just write this here. Expired. Oh. And do you know why the password is expired? Because we are waiting for Emma, because we checked that Emma must change the user at the first login. That's why the password is expired. So change user at login, at first login. Okay. So now I'm Emma. So let's go back to incognito because you just want a different browser for this. Okay. This is my tenant. I'm logging into my tenant as Emma. I'm user 11. Even though you know what? I shouldn't do it like this because it's a different concept. So I'm just gonna, that's a different thing. I'm just gonna come here. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna go, at this point, we all know the password by now. Okay, 45. Oh, this is not gonna work because C has to be capitalized, okay? 45. You see, it's prompted. Your Proton Mail password has expired, which reflects what's on here. Now let us, I have so many tabs going on. I'm so sorry about this. Now let us change the password. Let's say, you know what? Let's say cupcake, okay? Cupcake 46. We're so different, okay? Cupcake 46, okay? We're gonna change the password. Oh, lordy, this is the part. Okay, whatever, it's fine. I'm just gonna do this really quickly. It's not difficult. If you're familiar with Duo or something like that, this is the same thing. There's authentication purposes, but we're gonna learn that a different time, okay? Skip. Done. All right. So you see now Emma has logged in successfully. Now I'm gonna just exit that out. Now you see how this status is password expired. Remember, password expired is when it prompts user. Oh, I wrote this totally wrong. Prompts user to change password at first login. So now because Emma has did everything, because she's done everything, all I have to do is refresh and it's going to be active. You see? You see how users active. So an active user is not just, the completion of an activation email. It's not just that, okay? It's just when the person has done everything. It's like this is like the final stage, if that makes sense. So if I was doing it in order, it would really be, I would say staged. I would say pending user. Um, yeah, I think I would say active. Um, I would say suspend. Hmm. Hmm. That's a good. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying to think. Because if I had to do it in order, but maybe I shouldn't worry about that because I don't want to. But basically, we just went through the 6 different statuses, okay? So let me ask you a question. This one is pending user action. What does that mean? Pending user action. What does that mean? If I click on this, it's gonna be a giveaway, okay? What it means is that there is an activation email that's already sent, and this person, as long as this is a real email address, they need to go in and complete that email address. Remember, that's what we said here. Awaiting activation email response, right? Okay, cool. Let's go to what does suspended mean? I remember we talked about this, right? Suspended means it's temporal, right? Let's say, like I said, someone is going on vacation. You don't want them to have access to your organization while they're on vacation. There's no need. Even if you trust this person, they won't do any harm. You don't need. Suspended is temporal. It's temporal, can be reactivated, okay? Now let us go. We have one deactivated. User 3 is deactivated. Deactivated is honestly pending deletion. Exactly. Pending deletion. This person is about to be deleted. Now, if you accidentally, you know, selected deactivate, you can just activate it. But if I activate it now, what is it going to do? Will it automatically activate or will it do pending user action? What do you think? Let me see. Let me go back. I think I clicked it, right? I definitely can. You see pending user action. So pending user action, because I love having good notes. It's not just activate a stage user. It's when I would say awaiting activation email response, but also it's when you go from one status to another. So when I say one status to another, if it's staged and you want to go from stage to active, you have to go through pending user action. If you suspended it and you want to go from suspend to active, you have to go to pending user action. If you go from deactivated and you want to go from deactivated to active, you have to go through pending user action. So it goes from when you want to going from one status to another for the most part. Okay, let's try it. We have a deactivated user. I think this was our deactivated user that we just try to activate. And you can see it's pending user. Okay, let's do suspended. Because remember we said pending user action is going from one state. So let's try to activate our suspended. Ooh, that's a good one. Because suspended, now this is going to be Lord, what is it? Oh, that's interesting. Our suspended, I thought it was going to say password expired because I saw it reset or remove password. Okay, so suspended, if a user is suspended, remember it's temporal, right? So I'm going to put except suspended status. Status, okay? So, but for the most part, going from one status to another, especially the others really activates. I hope this is making sense, you guys. To another. So if you want to go from stage to activate, you would have to go through pending user action. You want to go from deactivate to active, you're going to go through pending user action. You know what I mean? The only one that doesn't go through pending user action and you can just activate it is suspend. I hope that makes sense, okay? And we understand this part, right? We did that because, let me do it one more time. We're going to add a person. Guys, don't worry about, these credentials because by the time this video gets uploaded, all these credentials are going to be either deleted or changed. Let's say we did this. Activate now. I will set password. No. Okay. Let's do cupcake one more time. Cupcake 47. You know what? Let's be original. Let's do this. Cupcake 47. Remember, user must change password at first login is going to be password expired. Okay? Prompts user to change password at first login. Okay? Okay. So now, what is this going to be? This is not going to be password expired. What do you think it's going to be? I think this is going to be pending user action. Let's do it. Now you're freaking out because you're like, oh, where's my user 12? Oh, that shocked me. I think it's because, that shocked me. I thought it was going to be pending, but that makes sense because we clicked activate now. Okay, see, we're learning something. If the admin just, selects activate now and has a password, the person can just go right ahead. It's an active account. However, this person can reset their password. Every active user can reset the password. So if I want to reset the password, most likely you're going to send a reset password email, okay? But I'm not going to do that. I think you guys get the gist. I'm so sorry if I was a little bit all over the place. I just kind of want you guys to get it. This is how I understand things. I hope I wasn't a lot. I'm going to go ahead and do this. But I hope this makes sense to you. I will try to copy this and probably put in the description box. But we went through the 6 different kinds of statuses. We worked on it together. We troubleshooted. And we freaked out a little bit, but it is okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I believe I mentioned it. The next video is going to be about groups, profile editor, a little bit on user types, even though I said I was kind of going to do it today. But I kind of did it already. But like I said, my next video is going to be about groups, profile editor, group roles, expression language, user types. Okay, I hope you got to enjoy this simple video on Okta users and status. Have a good day, you guys. Thank you.